Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here. I have been a little absent lately. I just moved. So my mom's boyfriend, Mike, has a PSVR, right? And if you have that with the PS4, you can watch 3D movies. And I went, well, I have this stack of 3D movies that I haven't seen, and I would like to watch them. So here I am, going to be reviewing basically the 3D movies that I've watched. The first one, Tron Legacy in 3D. I will say this one's a little bit more of a subtle 3D in that it's really just the background. You notice the depth perception. There's nothing really popping out at you. I will say because it was the first one in the VR, I think I was also still getting used to the whole system. The 3D didn't exactly wow me, but it was still really cool to see. Then I decided to watch, well, okay, so I have the 4K disc here, but I put the 3D disc from the Steelbook in here. But anyway, I decided to watch Rogue One in 3D, and the space stuff, especially at the third act ending, was really cool. That it had, I think, some of the same things with Tron, that really the depth perception, all good, everything, nothing really popping out, but really wowed when it came to the space stuff. But then I watched Creature of the Black Lagoon in 3D. This one so far is my favorite. This one, not only again the depth perception, but I feel like with water, it's better in 3D. Like when I went to go see Jaws in 3D, I loved the whole water effects. This one actually does have a couple things that do pop out at you. More so in the first half, really the beginning. There's like a claw, the creature claw, and then the beginning starts with like an explosion. It really wows you in the beginning, gets you hooked. I think what I find really interesting with this one is that we've had the technology to do some really great 3D effects for so long, and yet a lot of films just kind of have half-assed it. I'm not saying the whole film needs to be stuff popping out, but if you're going to do something in 3D, you don't half-ass it. And I don't think this film does. I think this is an excellent 3D watch. So next I did Flesh for Frankenstein, which was alright in 3D. I mean, there were only a couple effects. Although, out of all these films, this is the only one I've seen in analog 3D and I guess what would you call it, the digital 3D. So I've seen both versions. They were spread out by a year or two, but I think I kind of liked the analog version a little bit more. I think the novelty of that enhanced it. Because otherwise, there's only a few effects in this one. One at the very beginning that is a tarantula kind of coming down. So if you have arachnophobia, I would either skip this one altogether or just first couple minutes, close your eyes or something. Then I wanted some variety, so out of my mom's boyfriend's Mike's collection, I chose Finding Nemo, which is a movie I did see in 3D when they did that re-release 10 years ago. And that one was really cool, having the animation. It was all in water, and as we've kind of discussed, I guess, that water is my favorite when it comes to 3D. And just the way that there's I don't want to say claustrophobic, but there's just such a intimate level with the movies you're watching in the VR, right? Because it's not like a TV, that's across the living room. I mean, it feels like the screen is, right there. I will say the 3D, I don't know about the 3D effects specifically on that one, other than just on the depth. It's not like anything's popping out, although I think some of the scarier moments in the movie can be intensified by just how close it feels like the screen is to your eyes. And last but not least for today's video, I watched Dial M for Murder in 3D. But for 3D, I would say this is such a skippable 3D version. The most exciting part is the opening credits. There's one, maybe two shots They were like, oh, but it wasn't even, compared to like Creature of the Black Lagoon, it wasn't even close. Which I think brings me to the pro and cons of the PSVR. I think the pros are easily that I get to finally watch the 3D movies in my collection, which is something that I didn't think I was ever going to be able to do. The 3D capabilities today are limited. You either have really expensive projectors or you have to find, secondhand TVs. And the Blu-ray players, the 3D ones, are easy to find, but it's the TVs that I feel like I've struggled with. But of course, the cons are, it really comes down to, I think, how much you love the movie, and it's because the effects are really going to be somewhat minimal on some of these, which I think it leads to why 3D kind of died out and why it didn't stay as long as it is. Because when you think of 3D, you're thinking of a whole new experience, and when you're watching movies you've already seen before, you're expecting a added layer, and when the added layer is not as enhanced as you thought it should be, then it just kind of feels like, this is I want to say a waste. I would rather watch some of these films on a TV than, because the headset after a while, it gets heavy, your eyes, start to strain. I get a little tired after a while. So out of all these movies, versus watching the 2D version on the TV, and which one would I actually grab the PSVR set out, I think Creature of the Black Lagoon is really the only one where I would strictly just keep watching the 3D version. I have one more 3D movie in my collection, and Mike has a whole handful of them. So this is just part one. I might find some movies that I actually like more in 3D than just the regular 2D. But as far as the ones that I have, other than Alita Battle Angel, which I'm going to do in the next video with Avatar, just kind of doing like the James Cameron, producing, directing, that kind of stuff. Anyway, I know I've been absent lately, but more videos coming soon, of course. I just been getting stuff from the buy two get one from the Target deal. I have some pre-orders on that coming, so some more unboxing videos. But I think more videos like this, where it's not necessarily unboxings, they don't have to be movie reviews, but they're something physical media related, I think is where I'm gonna find the type of videos that I also want to make on this channel. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you on the next video, and thank you for watching.